How thick was ironclad armor? Have you ever wondered just how thick the armor was on those revolutionary ironclad warships during the American Civil War? The thickness of ironclad armor varied quite a bit, depending on the specific ship and its intended role. Generally, the armor thickness ranged from about 2 inches to as much as 8 inches in some cases. Many Confederate ironclads used rolled iron plates that were around 2 inches thick. These plates were often laid in 2 or more layers at right angles to boost strength and resistance. For instance, the iron plates rolled at Tredegar Iron Works and other southern foundries typically measured 2 inches thick. Sometimes, they were layered for added protection. Some Confederate vessels had armor thickness that varied from 2 to 8 inches. They planned to use laminated or double-layer iron plates that were supposed to be for inches thick. However, the actual thickness often fluctuated due to material shortages and manufacturing challenges. Take the famous Confederate ironclad Stonewall, for example. Its armor plating ranged between 3.5 and 5 inches thick, extending below the waterline. The bow and stern had about 5 inches of armor for extra protection. On the Union side, ironclads like the USS New Ironsides featured armor belts that ranged from 3 to 5 inches thick along the waterline. The decks were protected by 1-inch iron plates, and the pilot houses were heavily armored with up to 10 inches of iron. Interestingly, the armor was often backed by thick layers of wood, such as 12 inches of white oak. This would help absorb impact and prevented iron fragments from breaking off inside the ship. The case-made ironclads had sloped armor, typically around 2 inches thick in early Confederate designs. As the war progressed, this thickness increased to 6 inches or more. The sloping of armor was a clever design choice that increased its effective thickness by deflecting incoming projectiles. Some experimental or late war Confederate ironworks attempted to produce thicker plates, reaching up to 4.5 or even 5 inches. However, these thicker plates were rare due to industrial limitations. In practical terms, the thickness of ironclad armor was a balance between protection and the ship's ability to float and maneuver. Thicker armor provided better defense against artillery but added weight, which could reduce speed and draft. The Anaconda Plan, which aimed to blockade and control southern waterways, relied on ironclads with sufficient armor to withstand enemy fire while enforcing river and coastal blockades. So, while early ironclads generally had armor around 2 inches thick, later designs and significant vessels featured armor ranging from 3 to 8 inches. This armor was often layered and backed by wood, with sloped surfaces to maximize defensive effectiveness. The role of ironclads in the American Civil War was indeed a game-changer, allowing them to challenge traditional wooden warships and support Union naval strategies effectively.